I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news, I am the bad news. And in this video, I compete in my first car audio competition at the Team San Diego Bassheads Bass Wars Bash. It went okay. I took 3rd place out of 3. And like, I was pretty far behind the other 2, but I just got lucky that they have plaques all the way up to 3rd place, even if there's only 3 competitors. So a win's a win for me. Team San Diego Bassheads is a competitive car audio team here in San Diego, and they host a bunch of car audio events throughout the year, including the Bass Wars, which is a nationwide car audio competition league. There's a whole bunch of different classes that competitors compete in based on subwoofer cone area and also amp power going to those subs. We're not gonna get too far into it in this video because frankly, I don't know enough to get that far into it just yet. This is my first time ever competing, so this video is mainly gonna be showing you, if you've never competed before, this is what it's like to compete in a car audio competition. As we're cruising, we've seen a couple cars that you might have recognized from some of my other bass meet videos. Like we saw Jesse's Equinox, which we looked at in detail in the last bass meet video. And then we also saw Tony's Acura with the massive 8s in the trunk. We seen his truck at the last Bass Wars. He had the Denali with 8 10s. And this is the reason that I'm glad that everything has different classes and whatnot, because I also saw Josh's Suburban with 12 15s. Just a ridiculous build. So, you know, seeing a truck like that, it's like, oh, I hope he's not in my class. Before I went to go compete, I ran into Mark with the Corolla with the full Deaf Bonce system. This thing sounded so awesome, man. Like, I didn't even get a demo from like the passenger seat. He just opened up the doors. It sounded like you were at an outdoor club or something like that. Really clean sounding system, and like even with the doors open, still making enough pressure to really shake up.
That rear windshield takes a beating.
He had 2 Deaf Bonce 12s. I'm not exactly sure which ones they were, but he had 2 Deaf Bonce 12s on a Ruthless. I want to say it was an 8.5K, but I'm not entirely sure. Really awesome sounding car. He had 4 6.5-inch Deaf Bonce Sylvesters, along with 2 Deaf Bonce tweeters in each door. Gotta have that one on display. At an event like this, what'll typically happen is the parking lot will like fill up with bass builds, and then you compete kind of like at your own leisure, you know? You can have your car metered as many times as you want from whenever the metering starts to whenever the metering ends. So basically what you're seeing right here is everybody waiting for their chance to hop on the meter. Whether it be for their first run, their second run, their 10th run, they might be running for a different class or whatever. So before I ran my car, I kind of wanted to see a couple other people compete and just kind of, you know, ease myself into it. And of course, when I pull up to the actual meter, you know, a couple of the loudest cars at the whole event are there about to get metered. The first one that we checked out was the one that we seen while I was out cruising. It's Josh's Suburban.
You seen this one? Oh, yeah, I seen it.
He's got 12 15s. He's also got 4 Deaf Bonce 6.5s and a pair of tweeters in each door.
SPL qualifying rounds. Lane 1, Joshua McDonough, Typhoon Wall.
All right, I'm gonna start it when I hear bass.
Ready. Set. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time.
All right, 160.36 at 29 hertz.
So, you know, pretty noisy. He also ended up doing a run for the Hurricane Wall.
Hurricane Wall, 155.76 dB.
All right, that's 155.76 at 18 hertz.
he ended up breaking the catch pin for the door. So like his door was, he couldn't close it after that.
Oh, it's not closing.
Yeah, I think he had to tape it up or something like that. Nasty ass build. I really should have sat down and tried to get a better look at that one. At most of the base meets and the base wars, I ended up just checking out builds. But since I was competing this time, it was a different mindset. Definitely next time I see that thing, we're sitting down and for sure it broke the metal off the door. Like, it's not playing games.
I heard it cocking, I was like,
The next one to compete was Clay, which is a build that I featured a couple times on my other base meet and base wars videos. So again, if you haven't seen the other ones, I definitely recommend you check those out if you're into this kind of thing. But anyway, he ended up competing in Beast.
Give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
Ready, set, go.
Scared the out of me, I don't know why.
Time, official qualifying scores. Clay Adams, Beast, 160.52 dB.
And also Typhoon Wall.
All right, I'll start when I hear bass.
Clay Adams, Typhoon Wall, 158.05 dB.
Since I'm monetized now, we gotta pause it right here. We gotta roll some ads. Please don't hate me. Please stay. We'll be back in just a second. And we're back. Let's get back to base wars. And then after Clay, to make it even harder on me, was Kyle. He's got 321s in this Explorer. And don't worry, we'll check this thing out in depth in just a second after he does his runs. But he ended up running in the Unleashed Wall category.
Go.
That's a 162.83 at 35 hertz. All right, just let me know when you're ready, Kyle. All right, next up is Port Wars.
Go. Seconds. 163.59 dB.
So yeah, just imagine I'm about to run my little 1500 watts for the first time, and the first 3 cars that I see on the meter are probably the 3 loudest cars at the whole meet. I decided after that, I was like, you know what, let me just go cruise back around a little bit. I don't need to be seeing all this. While I was on my way, I ran into Kyle leaving the lanes and seeing the numbers he was doing. I wanted to check it out, and also I just knew he has 321s in there, and like, that sounds like something I need to see. So let's check out Kyle. What are these one more time?
Jones Subwoofer Solutions, 21-inch subwoofers, team edition, 970s.
And each one of them on a Power US 15K. Say no more, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really need to see too many of the other variables to know, like, okay, yeah, something's going on here. You know what I'm saying? He's got 4 Deaf Bonce Arnold 6.5s in each door, along with 2 of their tweeters. Couple 2, 3, 4s. That's what I was gonna get. And I'm not exactly sure how he has the doors wired up, but it looks like one of them is handling the 6.5 and one of them is handling the tweets, but I completely don't know that and I'm taking a random guess. So. Stupid windy, like just a nasty demo. That is an inspiring build. That's one of those ones you sit in and you're like, bro, I'm gonna go home and fix my right now. Before I put my car in the lanes, I gotta give a big shout out to Richard with the Tacoma that we've checked out a couple times. He has his own meter, and so he sat me down with his meter in my car and let me play a bunch of test tones to kind of figure out where my car peaks at, and then also figure out like which configuration works better. So I didn't even really know that like where your seats are forward and back matters, whether the seat back is up or back matters. There's like really a lot more that goes into it than I think a lot of people realize, including myself. Even being somebody who was into car audio and who had been to a couple competitions before as a spectator, I really did not realize how deep it was until actually competing. There's like a whole science and stuff to it. So big shout out to Richard. With that being said, it's time to compete.
All right, I'm about to go get this shit.
But real quick, before we see just how terrible I did on my first run, we're gonna go ahead and pay some bills real quick. I'm gonna run some ads. Just hang tight real fast. That wasn't so bad, right? Anyway, let's see just how bad DaSlapBox does. About to go run this for the first time. Anybody wondering, I'm a no-wall assassin just because I got an 18 on 1500 watts, so that's what I end up at. Just don't want to embarrass myself, that's all. I just don't want to embarrass myself. After competing for the first time, to put it nicely, DaSlapBox is a very generous title.
Look at this fancy toaster.
I mean, you know, I try.
SPL qualifying rounds. Lane 1, DaBadNewz, Assassin Class. Competitors stand by.
You want to bring up your passenger side window?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
All right, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
Ready, set, go.
The meter fell.
5,
The meter
4.
fell. You know, basically, my slapped so hard that it knocked the meter from where it was mounted to.
Official qualifying scores, 144.63 dB.
Hey, that's not 144.60. I'm not hating. Basically, they just hooked it up real quick again, and I ran again.
SPL qualifying rounds. Lane 1, DaBadNewz, Assassin Class. Competitors stand by. Ready, set, go. 20 seconds. Qualifying scores. Lane 1, DaBadNewz, Assassin, 144.99 dB. This is tried with Stephen.
144.99. I was so mad. Like, I was happy that I got more than 140, but I was like completely defeated by the fact that I didn't get 145, but got that close to it. It was really that second 9. If it was just 144.9, I might have been like, oh man, what the hell? But just 9.9, like that's just not cool. So I was determined at that point to like, all right, I'm leaving Base Wars with a 145. I don't care what place that puts me in. I don't care how I stack up against the other competitors. I was like, I'm not leaving here without a 145, period.
This score is higher than the previous score.
I'm gonna come back.
Okay, no problem.
I ain't going out like that.
Trying to hit 145 right
Yeah.
That's 0.99. I worked my whole life to get this going. Story of my life. I get 0.99.
Crazy. I think I might have sent that a little too hard. You hear all this interference? That was never there before.
Really? Yeah. Did you just went ham on it?
I don't know exactly how something happened, but during the course of my very first run, you can actually kind of see the moment where like I noticed, oh wow, there's a massive alternator squeal and interference in my speakers now. So that's pretty sweet. That's kind of concerning.
Something in there.
God. I appreciate you filming, man.
So what happened?
So the goal was 145. I got a 144.99. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna run again. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. We're gonna come back. We're gonna hit 145 before the day is over. Shout out to my cameraman.
Yeah.
But real quick, I gotta pay some bills. So we're gonna run some ads and then we're gonna get right back to Base Wars. I hope that wasn't too bad. Let's get back to Bass Wars. That's when I seen Icee pull up in the Scion XB. She also has a 2011, but hers is the RS version. So hers is like the kind of more rare version. And it's just clean as shit. Really clean build, really awesome looking, and she was competing, but thank goodness she wasn't competing against me because, I don't know, man. I don't want to compete against another Scion XB and just get pushed into the dirt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll compete against anybody and get pushed into the dirt and not care, but if you got the same car, it's even the same year as mine, it's just like, look what you could have had. She also has a single sub setup with American bass, I think it's a 12, on a Taramps Smart 5 bass. She got a smaller sub, but quite a bit more juice going to it. She also has a Taramps 800.4 that are powering the doors, and she has it in like that little XB cubby. That's like a notorious thing in like the Scion XB community. It's like, what the hell do you put here? What do you do with that? For people who customize Scion XBs, it is always super interesting to see what they've come up with to do with that little hole, and that's a pretty cool idea. I might borrow that. Anyway, we also checked out Odie's Hyundai, I think it's an Elantra.
Two 12-inch XV3s running off a 45 MPR. I got the Big Boss 8K that I'm connected to right now, and I also have the Big Boss 3 in there. So if I'm in a 3K category, then I switch it and go to 3K.
Damn, that's on some next level shit. That was the first time I seen something like that in person and understood what I was looking at. It never even occurred to me that people had multiple amps in their cars that they would basically hook up depending on what class they were competing in that day. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, never would have considered that. I don't think that's gonna be something I'm gonna do, but it was interesting to know that that's a thing people do, you know? After checking out Odie's build, I decided it was time to go grab the DaSlapBox and do my second run. While I was in line waiting for the other people to compete, I saw Trevor in the Civic with the Avatar STU 12 doing his run.
Ready, set, go.
And I'm pretty sure that was his first time competing as well. So like, you know, big shout out to Trevor for making the leap, you know what I'm saying?
139.02 dB.
That's when I decided to run again. All right, let's get it.
SPL qualifying rounds. Steven DaBadNewz, Assassin class.
DaBadNewz. Had a little bit better luck this time. I don't know what it was.
All right, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. You want to bring up your window?
Oh,
your window?
every time. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I don't think I'm gonna do much better than that. So this time, I ended up sealing the deal on the first try. Much better success this time. But hey, you know, like I hit my 145 and I was able to at least hit a number that I felt like was respectable for the sub I have, the amp I have, the box I have, the fact that I DIY'd it. Hey, 145 at 49 hertz, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I want higher numbers at lower frequencies? Of course I do. But as my first time ever metering my shit, I'm pretty happy with that. You know what I mean? It was an educational experience. But it was still a lot of fun, and I can definitely tell I'm gonna be competing again, you know, in the future. And then, you know, had to give a couple celebratory demos to my homie Victor. And my new homie Abraham.
So you got something for me next?
Yeah. Wanna check it out?
Yeah.
You mind being on YouTube?
Yeah, for sure. I see your videos, but bro, they're high quality as bro.
I appreciate that, man.
Keep that up, man. Yeah. Yeah, bro, 1500? That's hitting, bro. What the going somewhere with this, man.
If you ever see me in person and you recognize the car or you recognize me, don't be scared to say what's up. I might be running around, I might not have time for a demo and shit like that, but I'm not a very big creator. So when people recognize my videos, that means a lot to me. So like, big shout out to Abraham for wanting to check it out, man.
Well, you told me you were gonna come here, so I was like, I'm gonna just check it out myself. That's what's up, bro. Hey, it's
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'll be waiting for a video on the YouTube, bro.
Hey, honestly, it's gonna take a second, but yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, bet. What's up? Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to pause the game real quick. I gotta pay the bills, so gotta run some ads real quick, you know what I mean?
All right, you have everybody for awards. Come on up for awards.
First off, we want to thank Team San Diego Bassheads for bringing us out. We want to thank Fruman Motor Gallery. Thanks for hosting again. Awesome location here.
For the award ceremony, they pretty much just go through every class and give out awards to the top 3 competitors, which is why I was even able to walk away with a plaque. I was 3rd place out of 3 in my category. Essentially, this is a participation trophy, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm kind of happy with that because it was my first time. I got a chance to walk away with something. Hey, it is what it is.
Assassin class, we had 3 competitors. 3rd place with a 145.14, Steven.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Photo bomb. No, just kidding. Seems like that.
Good news is, I am the bad news.
And in 2nd place with a 147.88,
not mad
Space
about
for
it.
Bass, Kanyama. And in 1st place with a 152.86, Kyle Siebenthal.
That's what I'm competing against. I'm not gonna play the entire awards. I'm mainly just gonna show the people whose cars were featured, you know, just to keep the video a little short.
Hurricane Wall with a 155.76, Joshua McDonough. All right, Typhoon Wall, we had 2 competitors. 2nd place with a 158.05, Clay Adams. All right, and in 1st place with a 160.36, Joshua McDonough. Okay, Cyclone Trunk, 1st place with a 141.9, Odie Bryant. With a 157.52, Cyclone Wall, Clay Adams. Hot Seat Trunk, 144.62, 1st place, Odie. Stealth class with a 139.02, Trevor Warner. Monster class, 2nd place with a 147.81, Jesse Wright. Beast class with a 160.52, Clay Adams. Bullseye class with a 123.64, Icee. Port Wars class, 2nd place with a 163.59, Team San Diego Bassheads, Kyle. And in 1st place with a 165.68, Icee. Unleashed Wall, 2nd place with a 162.83, Team San Diego Bassheads, Kyle.
So yeah, that was pretty much the award ceremony, and that means that was pretty much the Team San Diego Bassheads Bass Wars Bash. It happens a couple different times throughout the year, and this was the one for June. If you like this kind of content, I definitely recommend you check out this video, which is from one of the recent bass meets, where we just kind of casually walk around, check out the builds, get some demos, and just kind of hang out with some other bass heads. That's pretty much all I got for this one, so always see the bad news first. Skirt!